Today we're going to describe the front frame removal on the base window seat to allow the contractors to do their scribing. First step, we're going to remove the screws from the lid stay bracket, setting them in the cabinet for safekeeping. When you go to pull the final screw out, support the countertop so it doesn't want to fall. The next step is we're going to release the hinges from their brackets. If you reach underneath the center of the hinge, there's a tab there that you're going to pull forward to release the hinge. We're going to do that left and right. Then the hinge, the solid wood top, can be removed from the cabinet. The next step with the countertops removed is to remove the back member that goes across that holds the hinge plates, and the outer member also that supports the lid stay bracket. There are 3 screws across the back bracket. We're going to remove those and drop it to the floor, keeping these all in their original spaces because they're all set up tolerance wise to go right back in the same spot. Setting that straight down. Now we'll remove the side bracket. There's 1 screw in the back. You'll also have to remove the 2 screws from the lid stay bracket. The final screw is located near the front of the side support. With that removed, we can now just set the brace to the floor. I've duplicated the steps on the right-hand side of the cabinet, removing the outer member and the back member after removing the lid stay bracket and the countertop from the back brace. Again, keeping each countertop and all the brackets in the same opening they were removed from. There's an additional bracket on the right opening that needs to be removed so that you can get to the screw on the center style of the front frame. There's 1 screw in the back that's able to be seen. Remove that. And there'll be 2 more additional screws underneath, like the rest of the pieces that were on the left and right sides. That can be lowered to the floor. The 1 screw on the center style is near the front of the cabinet, an inch or so into the opening. Remove that screw. Set the screws aside that will be used to hold the countertop on because they are a different length, on the front frame, excuse me. They are a different length than all the screws that held all the other bracketry on the cabinet. We'll start from the right-hand side, work our way around, pulling all the necessary screws to remove the solid wood top. There's 1 near the front on the right. The next screw is along the back in the far right corner. You'll see the front frame starting to come loose. Work your way across. There's 1 near the center opening. We'll cross to the other side, again going along the back. There's a few more inches across. One near the far left back corner. one near the far left front corner. Again, keeping all the 1 5/8 screws that were removed together for the front frame reassembly. Front frame can now be removed. It is critical to get it back in the same position because of the tolerances around all the countertops have been adjusted. There is room for adjustment if you need to afterwards, but it does make it easier. So you're going to loosely insert all 7 screws. I'm going to work my way around the cabinet. First one far left, second one left corner, third one still along the back rail, more towards the center of the cabinet. Moving into the right opening, there's one along the back edge. There'll be one in the far right corner. One in the right corner, right front. The final screw is for the center style of the front frame. Now that I've started all screws loosely, I'm going to snug them up. Final screw along the center style. Now your front frame's been reinstalled. Next, we're going to want to put our bracketry around that supports our lid stay and our countertops. We'll start with our side brackets. They're held in place with 2-inch drywall screws. There'll be one near the front, one near the back. Start those and then go ahead and snug those up. Side bracket is in place. We're now going to reattach the lid stay bracket. We're going to hold it up so that it is even across the side. Reinsert it in its original hole. Same for the front screw. That side's reattached. We'll do the same thing on the right. Next step is we're going to reinstall the bracket along the center of the cabinetry. Lifting back up in its position. We're going to finger tight the 2-inch screws, and there's also one across the back. We'll go ahead and screw that in, and then reattach the 2 from underneath. The remaining step now is to attach the 2 main members across the back with the hinge brackets on them. We've got to make sure to put these back in their original position because it helps with the tolerances around the solid wood top. It should be about 5/16 of an inch from the front edge of this to the next piece of solid stock. I'm going to go ahead and start the center screw loosely, then left and right to follow. I'm going to tighten the center screw. Then the right. Then the left. The same step will be repeated for the left opening. The next step would be to reattach both solid wood tops. We're going to lift it over the opening and set the hinges down onto the hinge plates. They will cradle into place and then push the tab backwards at the bottom of the hinge. You'll hear it snap into place, left and right. Next step would be to reattach the lid stay. with the 3 screws. We'll do the top hole first, then the bottom hole, then the middle hole. Shut the top and check for alignment. If any alignment is needed, it has multi-adjustable features on the hinge to allow you to go up, down, in, out, or left and right with a simple twist of a screwdriver. We'll now reattach the final top. We're going to insert the countertop back into the opening, allowing the pins on the hinges to rest in place on the plates. You'll push the hinge and snap it into place, and then reattach your final lid stay bracket. We'll start with the top screw first. Then the bottom screw. Then the middle screw. We'll close the top and check for alignment. Looks good.